util, with any nanostorm util, with any raised util. But they've elected, okay, we're not going to run this stage, get JMO back in the operator where he can do his dash, where he can find an early pick and get out of dodge. So we'll see what he wants to do here as ookers. They are the ones that have gone for the Astra Viper combo, the famed and the infamous. We'll see how it goes.
Blocking vision.
Good way to start off the third map, huh? Early bird. Going right into B main, getting a little bit of info too. Let's return the favor here. It's Sky versus Sky, Sova. Did I just call you Sova? I meant to say Sully. In we go. The birds galore. Two more again being traded out between heaven, but this just leaves Scuba in a little bit of a weirder position. He ends up getting a kill back with Physic and Scourge doing the exact same thing. Now Mochilla, now the last person remaining in a 1v4, and he's done for. Sully, it's chaotic, both in my vocabulary and in this round alone. It's 1-0.
With an exec like that from ookers, it's just so telegraphed as to what's going to happen, right? You feel the pressure. Nebula goes out towards elevator. Nobody is peeking from FPL-C down and towards mailroom. You have backup util over towards that A side with an alarm bot and even pressure from JMO in towards ramp to know if they're going to split into elevator. Wall goes up. Everything is telegraphed. At FPL-C, they react perfectly. Rotations come in swiftly. 3-man stack is already set up on B for the quick take. So ookers, it was almost set up to be a disaster, it felt like, given how slow they were trying to walk their way into the site. So FPL-C taking that first round lead, already a dink right off the bat onto Cairo. We'll see no real reaction from FPL-C. ookers trying to gain some ground, but it's a first pick for JMO as he spots now a second. They're looking to converge on this player of Mochilla.
Yeah, light work. Picking up the Mochilla kill. And Spike is nowhere near in their favor. It's not exactly their top priority. Their top priority is to potentially get a kill or two here. Intro goes down. Sheriff back in the hand of Physic, and that is a perfect round from FPL-C and Sully. We cannot put kind of any less weight than there needs to be. You know, it's a perfect round. Just get that bonus going, and especially on the defensive side of Split, you get this next round. I would like to say that it's like wraps for the rest of the half.
Okay, let's
bold, right?
Reel it back in. Yeah, very bold.
All I'm saying is that it's a thing, dude. It's a thing. I mean, in this next one, if ookers does not win, it happens all the time.
Trailblazer out from Sev. We get a decent bit of info. I mean, they've spotted JMO. They know that he's playing up in this corner, probably with the judge, which he did in the last round on A. How does he work this one? This is the prime position to especially use this judge, and it's 1, it's 2. It could be a third here. No, Seb holds down the spam, and the range is just too much to work with that judge. And Scuba, I don't know if he knows that he's allowed one to skip on by, and well, there's an opportunity for Trill with the timing, but he is spotted out. Still is able to net 1 kill and put it to a 3v2 with Sev on that late lurk, who was already still stuck towards mid. Trade back from Odorous.
Oh, Trill has the yank. Looking out for one more. Indeed, catches Physic. What a return to form if he can get this last kill, but no, it's actually Odorous snagging down Trill. And man, what a battle in heaven that ended up leading up to that. How did ookers even take that back, though? Very, very well fought, period. Oh, man, you gotta look at this play, though, from JMO. I assume that this would just be it for the round.
By the way, if you're wondering who the heck is doing these crazy cinematic third-person observations, Masters Observer Yeti.
Masters Observer
We've been
Yeti.
blessed with these crazy cinematics, and, well, we catch another beautiful one. FPL-C, 3-0 start. They'll have the full buy. ookers, the very light one. However, it's not necessarily empty. There are Spectres, there are Sheriffs. And the best way to work with these kind of guns when you have the close range weapons is to go to the close range site, that being the B bomb set. However, guarded now technically by 3 people at this point in time. How do you plan to waltz in as Scuba? He's got a gravel prime. He's ready to cause a delay, and he's done exactly that. 2 players check out towards mid. Now they know they can 100% come to back up Scuba, and they will play the 5v5.
Oh, Physic. So mounting up 2, good return frag, and Scuba and JMO continue to frag out. Mochilla still with that Spectre up, could potentially get one on his way out, but can't get any. FPL-C, I mean, really, good return to form, because in that last round, still letting go, one person was alive by the very end of things. This time, four. Their economy can continue to build. Ookers, not so much. However, Ookers even making their way on site clean, that is such a W for them.
It seems like they did it cleanly, but it really was just a gap that FPL-C let happen, right? The two players checking in towards mid. Scuba's been doing that for the past 2 rounds. We saw it in the round prior where he called the growl well, delayed, held those players back. That last round where he did it, no one slipped through, unlike the second round where Trill was able to slip on by. He was able to create an opening. There was no opening there, and there is nothing here as well. The pressure FPL-C are putting on is immense. Ookers have got no way to deal with it. Where they push through A main, they find those kills. We'll look on the other side. Jamo's already scoped it down towards B main, and that's how they know they need a push there.
And now later on for the round, now that FPL-C no longer has at least their contingency plan over towards A, aka all that util. Instead, have to depend on what is this one remaining man all the way over on B. And look at this, the Seekers catching up info that there's 2 players on the A side, but even with that information, Mochilla is still going A. That is unreal that this is going on. Still 40 seconds left. Sev trying to knock in. I'm not mistaken, Scuba ended up seeing him earlier, but Sev still taking down Scuba. There's one person still in the back of sight. Physic.
30 seconds
All
left.
timed. Mochilla was just there. Still 2 players coming out over towards elbow. They have no idea that Physic is here. Physic takes down one. Could potentially take down Mochilla. Playing cat and mouse around the corner. And watch out for the Jet. The Jet is here at the same time too. And Physic uses that bait from his teammate to catch on the kill. Very well timed. 5-0.
So I don't actually think only one Seeker went to the A site. Given the distance that it was called in, the only person that was drawn to the Seeker was the player in screen. So I don't think they actually knew that there was a second player just sitting in the back of sight. So taking that extra time to maybe clear it out would have been so helpful, but they were a little bit deceived by their own ultimate, which is a little bit unfortunate. But FPL-C still playing a super clean game. Again, this round it's Odorous, or apologies, Jama, that pushing all the way deep into B main, and that double push from both the A main players to get that control. Physic here in the back lines as well, just kind of being a safeguard in case things were to go awry. FPL-C in very firm control of this game, and it's Ookers. I think this is a perfect time to call a tactical timeout. It's starting to ball up into momentum for FPL-C, where it's just continuing to go. They are feeling it right now. Pressure is being applied everywhere, and Ookers are really given no space whatsoever.
No, not exactly. I mean, it's starting to come down to, some of these earlier fights, because man, I thought that little gap that we saw on B, I thought that would really open up everything. But I mean, in reality, you still need to keep in check Jamo. I mean, just Jamo even being on that flank all the way in spawn, that's crazy. That is crazy. Still, let's go back though. It's our 6th round. Odorous is gonna get overwhelmed. Goes down to Mina. When was the last time you saw a kill with a Stinger, Sully? It just happened. Mina got one back, and now Ookers, man advantage, trying to make their way on site. Physic wants to run away. Mina gets himself a second. Mina, murderous intent now, starting to heat up. Scourge in the back of sight, goes down to Sev, and this round is wrapped, Sully. Everyone alive for Ookers as the revive from Mochilla goes in. And that op has to be saved. Mina still holding on to the Stinger that opened up the round. That is a wild way to get yourself your first point.
Now, with no support being offered towards ramp, there's no instance for any trade to go down. So, I mean, the rotation coming in from Physic was just way too late to try and support, and he gets overwhelmed by that showstopper used by Mina. So, Ookers, quick push, you find the first kill in the ramp, you continue to push forward. You continue to keep on moving, gaining more and more ground and isolating fights where you know you can with the overwhelming numbers. FPL-C, you can see their first round, albeit it was a very quick play from Ookers. So going forward, it seems Ookers with that attack pause took that time. Okay, we need to change our style. We know that FPL-C has been putting pressure towards both extremities, Oder, or apologies, JMO has been one to push all the way down B main. They've been one to put aggression towards short or close up in front of A main. Let's try and counter that and catch them off guard with a fast play of their own. Works out perfectly in FPL-C. It's going to be something they need to be wary of moving forward.
I should probably play some stats.
Yeah, absolutely. I think to an extent, there's a lot of things to look out for. The aggression from ookers, the explosiveness, is still very much a thing. There's a certain player called Mina on the other team that FPL-C has to look out for. I'm very excited to see more of that guy back. But, oh, whoa! That combo there, there you go. Not exactly a combo. I thought a gravity well went out, but instead is actually just a Nova Pulse. But JMO is still here, still standing. Multiple players around the corner. No flashes. Instead, it's just a battle of pixels. JMO can't get anything done. Scuba going back on site. And Ooker still has 4 players at around that area. Can't exactly do much with it. But, oh no. Skirt still gets a kill. JMO misses out on a big shot. Mina dropping down. Physic with a big one. Sev taking up 2. JMO still collecting another kill. Nade goes in and takes down Scourge. And JMO, who was caught off guard twice in a row in this round, recovers for 2 kills. And FPL-C lands on their feet 6-1.
Cosmic Divide, it's in an instance where I'd say that execution, it's like once you throw that Cosmic Divide down, you really need to get going. And you can see
Committed.
how many players are crowded, right? No mid control from ookers to watch out for that heaven flank. And there's 4 players initially on this site. 2 in heaven, 2 on the site. JMO underneath, ready with that operator. And he is good to find and recover his missed shots. So ookers, the momentum definitely seeped away, as now FPL-C, they are very aware of this fast aggression and they are ready for it again. Trailblazers straight up towards ramp. 3 players here on the A site. Just wary of that lurk towards B main with an alarm bot. But for now, FPL-C looking very confident right now. JMO taking the long range operator fight as well, back towards screens.
Oh, Trill, when did Trill get those? Trill lines him up. He gets 2 in one fell swoop, essentially out of nowhere. And it's over towards B. That site is starting to get emptied, and there's only one person to try to hold back A. Because, man, of course those picks have got to affect the B site. And Physic is still there. All of this action happening on the B site while ookers had their sights set on A. Instead, they have rotated all the way back, and JMO is left scratching his head. And honestly, he has nowhere to go. He has no clue if there's someone still on A. He has no clue if someone's still in heaven. He can't walk around too much. He's in no man's land.
Trill, that is amazing patience to sit back on B and anticipate a double swing. For some reason, FPL-C decided the need to take that double peek despite having, again, an alarm. But if you look at the minimap on the entrance of B site, they didn't need to even check that, but they still decided, okay, let's go for the swing. And with all that time allotted, ookers, they go hunting. They take away the operator. Is the economy going to be busted here for FPL-C? Not by any means. Physic had 9K before the round, or in the prior round, and was able to drop a couple players. And because he was able to drop players, he's able to receive 1 back. So it's a little bit of a more detrimental buy again. Judge picked up for Scourge, but regardless, we've seen how good that Judge can be, albeit it was in different hands.
Yeah. Was in different hands, but I think JMO's a good opper. That's the start of the clip right there. Let's see if he is a good opper. Just around the corner. Has a couple of opportunities for some shots. JMO's hit some sick ones thus far this game, man. And ookers, unfortunately, at least for JMO's sake, not exactly peeking out. It's very slow. That Viper wall that stays there almost every single round. Still there, being very pesky. This time, actually, there's KJU till over towards heaven. There's a lot of options being covered up by FPL-C at the moment. But going back to the server, going back to the sites, it's going to be Mochilla taking out Physic for the first interaction, for the first casualty of the round. Now they have control of B main, and heaven might be taken at the exact same time. Mina is on a solo mission.
Reaction from JMO is trying to get a little bit more ground towards A with that operator, and thankfully his presence there and his information gathering giving at least the cue that this is going to be a B hit. Now whether or not Oders is quick to rotate, he's going to play, I'd imagine, back towards defender spawn, drop that lockdown in that corner. Viper's Pit can go out, but if he
30
can time it
seconds
right, if the Viper's Pit goes down before he calls out the lockdown, it effectively cancels out it. So it's up to the timing here, but he throws it a little bit early, and it's looking like Scourge can't afford to punish as he's forced to back away.
Oh, okay, but Scourge has just broken up a little bit of that take. If ookers stays alive there, that is huge. That nade doing a lot of work, but ookers still need to go in. Oh my
10
god.
seconds.
Oh my god, Scuba! Scuba! Oh no! Scuba! Could have stayed in just a little bit more, but of course, trigger discipline, you can't exactly stay there for all too long. Don't really blame him. But he could have been the linchpin, Sully. He could have shut down the plant. Instead, now it's a 1v4. JMO still saving at the moment.
Third round in
6
a
to
row.
3 though.
Yeah, it's
Little.
time.
It's Jame time.
It's
again
JMO time.
and again.
JMO time. There you go.
Is that what we're doing now?
Yeah.
We're using JMO time now instead.
Yeah, JMO time, because Jame doesn't play Valorant, so JMO time.
Oh.
Another save. He's able to hold on to this operator. The impact he was able to get at the start of this half was tremendous, but it looks like now things are kind of slowing down, maybe just a little bit for him. So FPL-C, it'll be an eco round coming up. JMO should be afforded a kill here or there. Oh, nope, never mind. He even loses the operator. He does have the blades for him to fall back on, but you would have hoped he would have won that fight against Mochila at long range, but the one tap from the Vandal is enough to take him down. So FPL-C, this was the trade that I think the crossfire as well, the contact swing should have worked out more favorably. The timing's a little bit off. Seconds away from a round win here in FPL-C. They walk away with nothing. So an eco officially for them as ookers finding a little bit of footing back into this matchup. Should be looking to take things maybe a little bit slower as the Viper already called up here on A, possibly for a ramp take.
And potentially so, but like I said before, that ramp area is starting to become a little bit more dangerous than usual. But A is more flimsy than usual at the exact same time. Nobody on site. They're depending on an alarm bot for that contact. But B main is quite dangerous. Look at JMO up close, personal, has those blade storms. Oh, it has the blade storm. Already with the blades. Waiting up for the approach from a player in market. Out goes the Hound and could potentially pick up a piece of util or two. Sees the turrets. Not exactly catching all too much otherwise. Viper wall goes up early though. They're not going to approach on A. However, this is very good denial of info. And not only that, but they're committing a fake here. I love that sky flash. And Trill gets the kill onto JMO. Sully, ookers, they are safe through to the B site, I would like to think, but they need to go now. There's a player coming up in heaven. Nobody's watching that angle. What is going on? They have it, Sully. Okay, there you go. The script works out in the end. Physic, however, very fast on the rotation. Back over towards heaven. He takes down Mochila in one fell swoop. That bird going out. A little bit Tokyo drifty there for a second, but Scuba actually gets the refrag with a Spectre, of all things. Tyro's running into ookers, and that's a kill for ookers, huh? Oh my gosh, how is this working? ookers now only down to 2 players. One of them in the back of sight. Mina needs to get this very close to Scourge, but Scuba has already dropped. And now Trill, now in a 1v2. Scuba is there for the trade. How does FPL-C win that round? The fake was immaculate. The rotation comes in a little bit too late. Wow, that's nuts.
I could start to number off 1 or 2 mistakes from ookers, but that heaven engagement with that instant trade back onto Seb from Scuba to get that control and now create another opening, another opportunity. You could see the goal here of ookers, right? A late lurk up into B heaven, knowing that that area is going to be relatively clear. Late lurk from ookers, who went all the way from A through sewers, back through mid into Ramen, and then straight into the face of him. Huge individual kills coming out, and again, engagements. ookers just weren't prepared for that instant trade in heaven, that flank from ookers towards Ramen, and now ookers, and a round that should have been theirs, it was gifted. The B site was theirs. Is now given an opportunity for FPL-C to find their footing back and maybe pull away with Saf a little bit more heavily.
Now the ookers certainly facing on what would be a little bit of pain. Still stuck up with those rifles though, and this is quite interesting. All of these players standing right in the back of A main, certainly putting off FPL-C, because who would expect this? ookers is just spending so much time just chilling here, and all of these seekers have gone over on A. Let's see if they pay close attention to the radar, though. If they saw all of these Seekers actually pinged out, this could be big.
The timing now for ookers is they've got to clear every single nook and cranny leading up to this B side. And look at the setup that FPL-C have gone for. Alarm bot prepared. At the front of B main, turret ready for the
30
contact
seconds left.
that is to come when they enter through mail. Nanostorm as well to react with that grab well. There is just so much util to slow down this take, and they're ready. Turret goes off, grab well goes out. Nanostorm will be popped here momentarily. They are prepared. Cosmic Divide out, and Scuba's looking to hold it down. There's 10 seconds left, Gus.
There's barely any time left. 7 Trill still taking back a couple of kills. Trill with a refrag back.
No
Still
time.
JMO stuck on slow orb. Trill can't get the spike. It's over. How is it over? FPL-C. It's a disaster, huh? And they still get a kill after time. Wow, dude. What did we just witness?
I'm a little flabbergasted myself. It's easy to point out the mistakes, but in particular, I guess the things that FPL-C were able to do right was those Seekers, 3 players accounted for towards that B side. And getting that early info and having the setup already on the B site works so beneficially for FPL-C and ookers. The one thing that maybe could have been better is spread yourselves out a little more thin. He blocks himself, and Mina, the entry isn't perfect. And Odorous up close is good for the first. There's a Viper's Pit to use, and that could be the key to this play.
There it goes. Viper's Pit covering up the entire site, like you mentioned. But JMO already taking out Sev. Scourge with another kill back, and oh, Scourge actually took down Cairo. The Viper's Pit is down. Ookers begin to get ticked down.
Oh
JMO
my
with a big kill onto
goodness.
Mina, dashing out in the open. Mochila still around the corner. Scourge is stuck around, so now it's stuck now onto the 1v2. JMO is on his lonesome. 80 HP left on him. 55 seconds left. Spike still hasn't gone down. It's still all the way on the open. JMO peeked on by Mochila, but he's still alive. JMO has Trill up against the ropes. His teammate is here too, and JMO of drafting and finally, and just needs a knife to the body. 9-3, an extremely successful ending to this half.
That is the kind of jet you want. JMO closing it out quickly. Look at his stat line, 13-4. It's the exact same thing we saw on Ascent. This man was so dominant as the Sage operator, and he's looking even better here as the Jet operator. Another dominant scoreline, doing one better than they did on Ascent. So FPL-C, yes, now they've got to work on the attacking side, but think of it this way. ookers have the better defensive composition, and FPL-C undoubtedly have a composition that is ready for quick entries, that double dive potential, double blast back, and the jet dash as well to open up sites, to draw attention away, and to let players like Physics, Scuba, and Odorous right behind them to open up with kills as their 2 leading players open up the site. ookers, anticlimactic as ever, Gus, but again, starts here with the pistol.
Yes, it always starts with the pistol. And slowly, I mean, you know, in theory, I could be wrong, you know, with saying such sweeping, you know, statements. But remember when I said that if FPL-C won the 3rd round, that they would absolutely win the half by an absolute margin? Oh, they certainly did. Now we're at 9-3. Now we're at Trill around the corner, actually doing pretty good here for the ookers. Physics taking him down, though. Good trade. So 2 players around. That nade is going to kind of separate some of these players from even approaching, but there's still a whole lot more work to do because ookers still have a whole lot more util to try to expend to try to hold this back. Look at the star. It's right in front, but nobody makes their way through that little barrier in a sense. Great fake, though. They make a little bit of noise over in sewer. They drop down, and they're still back to try to collect up a play.
You got to love how information-based this setup is now from FPL-C. Peek, or apologies, from ookers. Peek towards A main. As soon as you see someone, call in the grab ball. Peek towards mid. As soon as you see one, call in a grab ball or a Nova Pulse, whichever one hasn't been used. That's what they're going for. Peek has gone in. Oof. Last pack up. It's only afforded a trade. 1 for 1 they go. Mochila still in the back. A beautiful sky flash from Seb. Blinding light. Catching them completely blind. And FPL-C with only 10 seconds left, and Seb knowing the whereabouts of one of the other players, the one with the spike, it should be over, and surely it is. 5 seconds, Physic with no opportunity.
Yeah, that's it. Physics done for.
Enemy remaining.
Gonna get the kill onto Kyra, but that's it for the round. Well, that's huge. Quite a bit awkward at the very end of things. I do like that fake though back in sewers. I don't really know if that threw too many people off, but I think just the idea is just trying to be proactive, just staying on the move, just moving your pieces, man. Sometimes that's all you need.
Yeah, I mean, the idea was always there. However, I think the main thing that why it probably didn't work is because that single kind of jiggle peek from Cairo, right? He's kind of just sitting towards middle, and he's like, they fake towards sewers. Well, I'll let you know if they're actually sewers. They had an early wall already towards B main to get that control off the bat, so there wasn't much for a hope for FPL-C's fake. However, this round could be a little bit different as the A site already, it's been completely evacuated.
Completely evacuated. FPL-C. Gonna have to fight tooth and nail for these back choke points. And oh no. Oh no, don't do it. Mina! No shot! It's Scuba that's farther away that takes on the I'm sorry, Physic that takes on the damage. But still the trade comes back, and now ookers, they had their golden ticket, their golden opportunity was there. Still, we have to deal with this take now. Still 2 more players remaining for the ookers, trying to make their way on. Scuba has no armor, 100 HP, and a chance to take down 7, and D takes him, and an orb right in the middle. Just leads for a red carpet into the crosshair of Odorous, 10-4.
Oh, big eco round back from FPL-C. You reset ookers, and it's more detrimental given the scoreline, right? Ookers, who had a force buy, are now back onto an eco where they should be at 9-5 possibly, but now with FPL-C on 10, ookers they have to make that call. Do we elect to force with the weaker guns, possibly lose this round and give FPL-C match point? That's the decision they have to make, and they've gone for it. They decided, okay, we're gonna force and try and win out this round. How do you go about it? No pressure towards either extremity. You give up most control, and you sit back and you use the utility you've got to try and cause a disturbance or create an opportunity. And well, there is one. Scourge blindly shooting in the dark. Wasn't getting much out of it. It's a first kill that's gone the way of FPL-C, and map control gained as FPL-C look to react towards A main.
With this control, it's just going to be Cairo chilling. No real need to have someone in the middle of site, I'll be completely honest there. This guy can start to rotate out, potentially take a little bit more heaven control, but they even have Mina on the cross. This is just a very good setup for ookers overall, very fortunate. But now over towards Mochilla. He's only able to get one, and Scuba and JMO clean up a little bit. And JMO gets another one onto Mina. What is going on again? Here we go. FPL-C with the advantage. They do a very impromptu one-way as Sev has bounced right into elbow. And right around the corner is Scuba. That's big. 3 HP remaining now on Scuba. He switches out to another Spectre. Pyro, the last man remaining. This little peek! No shot! The Spectre wins the round! Scuba with a 3K. FPL-C. They are sniffing this series win. They are so close. They are on the cusp, Sully, now of grand finals.
Yeah, that's the risk there for ookers. You lose that round, you know it's almost guaranteed 12. And look at that flick back from Scuba. The fact that he's able to do a quick 180 onto Discipline Box and get that immediate trade. If he doesn't find that kill, right, you present the opportunity for a quick trade by Mochilla, things go in a completely different fashion. FPL-C are so fortunate that he's able to find that. They go back for a full buy, given their credits and given the fact that winning that second round puts you up for so many bonuses later down the line. Ookers, not everything is on the line here, but the majority of it, as they have no credits after this if they were to lose. They have to manage it properly, and already one's gone aggressive in the form of Cairo to be made.
Poison's off.
It's Cairo once again, very early with control, but you could see the stars starting to at least set up for a very quick retake of this area. It's very well done by Cairo just to relinquish that because he knew he would just get caught up in such a trap. Almost no chance for a trade either. So that just leaves ookers with one less eye. And not only that, but B-Man isn't even used. FPL-C have already bounced back. And this Viper Wall set up by the defenders is actually allowing FPL-C to take up more mid control.
Alarm bot as well, straightforward to clear out the elevator position. Nade is gonna clear it out. They know one is towards elevator. Sky is on the B site. Viper and Sage are here as well, so they've accounted for 3. They know where the 4th is, and it's a close rotation, but they are not ready for Mochilla. 1, 2, they walk on out, and it's a free kill, but there comes JMO flying on in with his own daggers.
And JMO had no clue there was another person behind him, but Physic takes him down. Trill now the last one remaining in a 1v3, and the spike will absolutely be able to go down. Trill gets a kill here, potentially a Cosmic Defy to try to help him isolate a 1v1. And you already see an opportunity to do so. JMO is still sitting over towards B main. And just has to play his cards right. 2 players about to swing up from pillar, and now he's stuck in the corner. He needs to line up a big one. But JMO, midair, up close, personal. Barely a crack right there through the corner, and he's able to get a headshot. FPL-C. Now, 8 rounds separating between them and ookers to try to get themselves one singular round to make their way into the grand finals.
Super clean. This crazy trade from JMO to leap around the corner and have his teammates back him up as well to clear out that 3rd of Sev. JMO goes massive on that entry, and that's the difference of having 2 different entry potentials, right? Mina was Scourge was the first to go down, and right in that instance, there goes your main entry. But because you have that second double dive, it works out perfectly. And it's 3 ultimates that we're going to see come out here. The lockdown available is still for FPL-C as they open things up quickly here onto the A site, but slowed down eventually by literally slow orbs.
Slowed by Slorbs. Oh, Mina, there you go, sitting right behind and just jumping right into it. Look how many players are in ramp. He's running away from the boom bot. How is he still alive? He's at 3 HP, Sully. Look at the rest of ookers, though. Just chilling, just waiting for their opportunity. FPL-C, yes, it was very, it was a lot of drama for specifically Mina, but it didn't work out.
FPL-C, they've cut noise very quickly here. They're trying to sell a fake. And no one on ookers is biting. They are gambling this completely. Takes the peek. They spot out the first. JMO and Trill trade blow for blow. And Oderus, that is a huge kill. He can now use that lockdown. But it dinks straight back on one of the FPL-C players. And it's unfortunate here as the lockdown. It does go into effect, but it's advantage leaning so heavily for ookers and kills a flurry. The lockdown is for naught. And ookers stay alive.
Get it, Sam. Nice try. Oh, man. Kind of feels bad for Mina, though, right?
I guess.
I mean, that round would have been cooler, you know, I think. Because he had the showstopper, and he had literally 3 people around the corner. You're just a little bit faster. I feel like that could have worked. He had a boom bot right behind him, though. Super awkward. Other than that, that round was pretty cool. Sully, I'm talking to a brick wall at this point. Talk to me, buddy. Let's see here if we can see some more cool stuff, though, because I am liking at least these approaches from FPL-C. This one doesn't exactly work. Scourge tries to go fast, and Cairo with a snake bite right up front. 7 Mochilla are here up front, and Cairo takes back JMO. There you go. There you go. Light work. 12-6.
Yeah, I love the switch up as well from Cairo. We've seen him throw that poison orb deep into B main. This time he's anticipating kind of a fast push, comboing it very quickly. Great recognition from him to instantly toss down a snake bite here. As soon as he finds that first kill, orb goes up. He knows the damage that's going to be dealt, and already with tags onto Scuba. It's so beneficial with that quick reaction. And look at this, Cairo. They're using every trick in the book. Full control here, unless he gets just instantly sprayed down. But it should be instant control. Gravel popped early for both sides. Neither team gaining ground. And Cairo, Viper's Pit is in full effect. Nobody is walking in. And I've seen this position before. It was held by Wardell. We'll see if Mina can get the same effect.
Held by Wardell at one point. This time it's Mina. Same gun, same spot. Let's see it. Still waiting for his opportunity. Everyone from FPL-C is in mid. This could go so wrong. This could go so right for ookers. It needs to start with a pick here from Mina. Mina gets 1, make it 2. So many opportunities to shoot, and he can make it 2. But Scuba gets himself another one. That was Sev. That was all Sev. He needed that. He absolutely wanted that. But still nothing under his belt. Instead, now it's an even 3v3. And FPL-C, no drama from now on, because ookers, They're quite well spread around the map. You still have that Viper's Pit over in B main. One person actually drifting over towards Heaven. One person back in A.
Very smart call here from FPL-C. They play the numbers game. They realize, okay, with that attention to B, we know there's guaranteed the Viper there. Kairo's going to be posted up. We should be able to draw one more to B with that engagement. So they're going to go back towards this A site where, unfortunately, there is still a player waiting. It's a very, very tight angle, though. And Trill, if he takes this peek, we'll get the info. But I think it's better if he just holds this position. He's got full Heaven control for the post plants. He's a turret. He's been spotted. But now, 3v3 retake.
10 seconds
And it
left.
all comes down to this, at least for ookers. A loss here results in removal from the event at FPL-C. They've still got so many chances, but this is a golden one.
Oh, watch out. Physics still sticking around. Hasmo chill. Has to start it off strong, and he does. Trill is still in and around that same spot. They anticipate two players rotating back towards the Heaven side. Now Physic gets backed out. What great discipline for Physic now. They can play up the two-man crossfire alongside a player playing anti-flash. Trill gets a kill though. Ookers takes it back. Oh, the lineup from Trill. That could have been it.